Before we get on to the story, I just want to say that there's been like a lot of changes during these past days, and a lot has happened that you guys might not know already. Like, everything has changed, the plans have changed, even me. What I'm saying is that probably most of my life has changed. I mean, that would be that will be explained in the future. But for now, let's get on with these changes first. So as far as how the story is going between Shadow Knight, there's been a few changes I like to change because I have finally understand what's gone wrong and what I really need to put in. Like Leon's story, even the backstory of Victor, which I could explain, but not right now. But there's been a lot since during these days, like stuff has happened and some revamps. Much has happened. When I first saw Sonic Omens, I was completely inspired by the game itself. Even the main villain, who's called the Matter X, who names himself the Exiled, his personality and the way he speaks, the way he acted out all in the story, he completely reminded me of Victor. And I would completely be happy to give that personality to Victor and that voice if I could have someone voice as him, or if I find the perfect filter for him, I could voice as him. I don't think I should give spoilers out, but I will give you the designs of these mugs that have been revamped. And including the story itself, I figure I should change the story up a little bit. But as far as it goes, I'm thinking of something much better. According to Leon, he has personally changed permanently. And what I mean by that is his power and his personality, heck, even his name, which is Leon, which is no longer Leo anymore. As to give you some regards, Leon no longer possesses shadow or lightning at all. He only possesses fire, which is basically called the meaning blue flame. And that's the perfect power I could give to Leon. Because there aren't any other like green screen or any other filter that I could use. It's only that or nothing. I really don't have really much to say about what I have to say rather than any announcement or new stuff, but that will be in another time. For now, I will give you some of the parts that you may never heard in Shadow Knight, which would probably be given another name, but I'm not sure. But for regards, I think it will only be called Bionicle Shadow Knight, Fight for Earth, which I gave it away. Well, it doesn't matter because I'm just gonna give you some stuff that wouldn't be horrible or anything that doesn't like tractify, meaning that well, I don't know how to explain it, but I rather give the story like the whole backstory like very reasonable, and I'll try to make it as best as possible and hopefully make it more sense. And to make Leon's story like much better than the old one, because if I don't, then his story and personality would be confusing and no one will be able to um Well, you may say, take it on or think of it. Leon's story would be confusing. He would be confusing, so well, you get the point, and I'm gonna make his story like much better, and hopefully give Victor a story to be told in this video. So that's all I have to say, and let me explain their story. Before Leon's birth, there was a perfect kingdom called Hollow Palace where there lived a species called Nephilims. Nephilims, whatever you call them, they are a species that are supposed to be hybrids, basically half demon, half angel. Especially, they are supposed to be related to Darkus and his blood type, if you know what I mean. They are told to be legendary creatures with enough power to fight off demons from the underworld and becoming heroes or knights of sorts. The king was Leon's father, Aragon, who was first named Virgil but renamed to Aragon. He was the king of Hollow Palace and became like a great king, and I'm not gonna explain how. He has been king ever since Darkus created it and has been lost to time ever since. He has been king until a recent tragedy to his kingdom and his people. They all been extinct or wiped out, sort of. And it has been unknown if there were survivors or anyone left, if there were any Nephilims left. To make it short, Aragon met a human who he fell in love with. They basically got married, got her pregnant, and then Leon was born, yeah. Meaning Prince of Hollow Palace, Prince of the Nephilims. Performing death-wise, Leon's father was killed trying to protect everyone that attacked their town. Overall, he failed. And so Leon and his mother were the only ones left. But they were put under care of the secret organization called Synfronia. Leon lived there for quite a while until her mother passed away, and it all was up to Synfronia to raise and adopt Leon. For him, he had a sister and a stepfather that raised Leon as his own son. Until one day there was a terrorist attack on Synfronia. Leon's stepfather died, or assumed died, and his sister separated from him until he was thrown into the ocean and about to die. Although it was unconfirmed that Leon was about to die. Like, who would want Leon dead if he was just a child back then? But in that day, he didn't die. If you are starting to think he's dead and came back to life, no. Actually, Leon was saved by the creature we know today, Darkus, who he made a deal with Leon. Leon made a deal with the devil into being saved and whatever. Leon was saved, being possessed by the demon. Although it was not his fault that he never knew him. In fact, he was just a child back then. He made a deal with Darkus, and he is currently possessed by the legendary Dark Knight. But, to be honest, Leon was thrown into the ocean, drowning, begging for anyone to save him. although no one did until Darkest chose them and saved them, made a pact with him. And so Leon currently doesn't know what to do but to accept the deal. And Darkest saved them and possibly unlocked his powers. Because Leon's father had powers that any Nephilim would have, and his blood is currently in Leon's, and he has the power. Although, that day when he was saved, Leon was taken by someone which is unknown. He was taken at the age of 15. Yeah, he was taken in that age and being experimented on. Just to make if you got confused. Leon was cursed with a demonic arm who prevented him from using his powers. But that day when they cursed him, he escaped and basically lived his life as a lone wolf. Basically knowing the existence of demons who killed his dad, he became known as a devil hunter. Living at the age of 17, he became capable of fighting, but living his life in a tragic way, I'm afraid. But greatly he's been making friends. Well, you'll basically know soon in the next chapter. But I won't end it here. Leon's story will go on, but until then, I think you all want to hear Victor's story. No one knows his origins or his real name. All they know is that he was exiled from his home and from eternity of suffering. But all we know is that this is the ultimate demon that would grow hatred for life. Victor is one of the oldest Nephilims that ever lived an entire year. He has lived over 1,000 years, and he has been growing honor and overall different personality. He's not like any other demon anyone has ever seen, but he's clearly very intelligent and very powerful. Powerful than any demon in the underworld. But he is clearly lost it. Well, not lost it. He's more clearly insane as to destroy all life in the multiverse. No one knows his intentions, but he is clearly a dangerous foe. Victor is not like any other villains who would try to conquer the whole world or do anything in their plan. Hero World does it and somehow not very friendly as you would want to think, but to do something no other villain could. He was created with Nephilim blood and turned into a demon warrior, like the others that the creator has created. Wherever Victor lived or came from was a world where demon warriors lived. Victor was exiled from their home for standing up against their lust for revenge, against their creator, and permanently Darkest. In the last 1,000 years, he discovered the secrets of the darkness and the dark world, and the secrets of the universe, and he became like a legendary. Basically knowing everything upon the universe and the whole multiverse itself. Everything that has ever lived, everything that he has ever known. Fast forward in time, Victor was working for someone who was called the Queen, basically working for her by force, which is something that I'm not going to explain. Victor was forced to work for her until one day he had the perfect weapon to kill her and taking the power that she had, which was his creator's blood. Although not the creator who created him, but known as the creator of the multiverse, who is basically the god of shadows and darkness, which I cannot spoil for you, although you might know who I am talking about. But basically, Victor became very powerful as a god, even with the strength to crack a planet in half. There's nothing much I can talk about Victor, but fast forward in time, Victor and Leon had an encounter beyond a final battle, which is between them fighting each other. In their encounter, Leon was attempting to stop Victor before he unleashes his power and his army on the whole planet. But Leon's plan didn't go as well, as in Victor had his own plans on. Although I never mentioned, Leon was cursed with a demonic arm buff, but he and Darkus were cursed from a very powerful demonic cosmic power that could destroy the entire universe. A power that Leon and Darkus cannot control. An uncontrollable rage capable of becoming a Sin Devil trigger. A Sin Devil that basically a dragon like. You've seen it in my videos. It's basically very powerful. And so Victor's plan was to steal the Yamato from Leon and use it against Darkus and his Sin Devil by killing Leon's friends, all his friends, leaving him lonely and heartbroken into making him become that Sin Devil. They battled each other in space and a volcanic eruption, and basically Victor stabbed Darkus in the heart with the Yamato and drained all the darkness cosmic power with it. Basically draining the cosmic power into the Yamato, making it as powerful again. Although doing that, he actually saved Leon and Darkus and the whole world. Why? Because he was about to release a cosmic explosion that would destroy the entire planet with all life in it. Victor drained all the cosmic power, all the darkness within them, and Leon, his curse was broken. He was no longer cursed with eternity anymore, although he still had his arm, which Victor ripped off, leaving him with one arm. And when Victor had enough, he threw Leon into the ocean, which he did not want to, which that will be explained. Victor somehow knows Leon, like they both have a history with each other, like Victor cares about Leon. Although I'm not going to explain it because it will bring spoilers, but after Leon was thrown into the ocean again, Victor released an announcement that he is here to make things right and make the world peace. So he releases his army and the Dark Force to conquer a planet first, put his plan into motion. The plan he's about to give to the entire multiverse. The thing he has ever wished for. As for Leon, hope was not lost. He was still alive, It has been years. He is now 87 years old, captured by Hierophant. They put in a stasis pod, but he escaped, killed most heroes, and set out on a different path. Alright, everyone. That was it for this video. Next chapter will come, and this is all I'm about to say in the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.